What's happening? Come on up, welcome. We're glad you're here. We have important people tonight. Hello, Miss Khaki. How are you doing? We're so happy you're here. We're excited you're here. Going bars in that with the room right in there. How are you doing? Michael Russ. Becky, good to see you. What's up? How you doing? Good. Everything good? Okay. All right, we have about any bar drink you like. We are featuring champagne, and we also have fresh watermelon martinis. And what do you like? How are they? Pretty good? So I'd suggest at least one of those to start out. And please, make yourself at home tonight. This is your night. Okay, here we go. Now, see, I told you I had the greatest job in the world. I'm upstairs, I'm decorating. Now I'm downstairs in the Ashley Bailey custom cabinets, and I get to cook and have lots of fun, and man, do I have a menu for these people. Probably some things they've never had before. They're gonna sound maybe a little bit strange, but they're not off the charts. Most of this stuff you can cook at your own house. You can buy all of this locally except for maybe one or two things, and I'll show you what those are. But we have a terrific meal tonight. We're starting out tonight with a wonderful tuna tartare. Then we're going to do our amuse-bouche, which is going to be one of my favorite things. I found it in a restaurant up in Minneapolis. It is lobster nachos, and oh my gosh, they are so rich and so wonderful. And it doesn't take a lot of lobster, so it's not terribly expensive, but it's a terrific piece. Then we move on to one of my favorite things, which is fennel. We're shaving fennel. We're going to then sear scallops, put it on top of that, and it's going to have a grape and vinegar dressing that we put over the top of that. And our main course is going to be turkey cutlets. I use turkey all the time. Don't think of it just for Thanksgiving. Wait till you see these cutlets. I serve these to people and they literally think it's veal. It has the same texture. It takes on flavors like chicken does or like veal does. But my gosh, you're buying enough to serve probably 6 people for $10. A lot to do. Can't go through every single ingredient with you. I'm going to kind of work that as we go, but I'm going to hit you with the high spots here. Okay, now I get to cook. I'm like, wait, forgot the most important thing. Remember, we're having fun here, is you should always cook with wine. Always. Whatever you do, cook with wine. It makes the day so much more fun. I'll put that aside here for a minute. All right, we're going to fire this baby up. This is my Viking range, and what does cooking on a Viking range really mean? It gives me the ability to control heat very well, and that's really the name of the game in cooking. You're going to see me make white sauces, and if you've ever made them, they separate if you don't have the right heat source, if you got it too high. We're going to get ready to fry up some shrimp chips, and we're doing the tuna tartare. Now, I've already prepped a fair amount of this tuna, and you say, oh my God, Mike, where do you get tuna? Where you get tuna right here in Cape Girardeau. We go down to our favorite local grocery store and I buy it frozen. Don't buy it out of the case unless you're really crunched for time. Buy it frozen, because all they do is get it in frozen. Then they thaw it early in the morning and it sits there all day long until, at nighttime. Well, go in and buy it yourself. Either defrost it, or the best thing you can do is put it in your refrigerator and naturally defrost over 2 or 3 days, and that's the best way to do it. We're going to take this right now. I have 2 cutlets already in here that I've done, and this will be more than enough to serve 6 people. I have some green onion that I'm just going to dice up. Don't need a lot of it, because remember, really we want the tuna to be the most important thing. And then this is just fresh ginger, and what I've done, fresh ginger has a very woody outside covering to it, and I've just peeled that back. And be careful with this. I love ginger, but this is a very pungent root. You don't need a lot. And now this is the fun part. So this is all that I've got. That's all we have. Now, a little bit of sweet cooking rice wine. You can buy this at our great local store. This is regular soy sauce here. I'm going to drop in probably a tablespoon. This is something to be careful with because it's the salt. It's just going to have a little bit of salt in there. A little bit of that. And since we're cooking with wine right here, I'm going to cook with a little sake also. So sake kind of makes a nice flavoring that brings all of those pungent flavors together. And as always a grind of pepper in there. And that's really all there is to this. And I'm going to let that marinate. I don't want to serve it right now. What I don't want to do either is I don't want to serve it tomorrow. I'd really like this to sit maybe an hour, hour and a half before we put this out on a plate. And that's really all it is. Here's the fun part. Let's see how my oil's feeling. Need to kick that up just a little bit. You're going to see how great this Viking range will kick that oil up. Here we go. Never seen them before. I know you haven't. Shrimp chips. They almost look like little pieces of plastic. They are a lot of fun. So, I got my oil up right, these things are absolutely going to just balloon right in front of us. Be quick with this, okay? Be very quick, because they are going to balloon up and you need to take them out as quickly as you possibly can. All right, let's give it a shot. Now here's what's fun. I can just start throwing these things in there. And about as fast as I throw them in, they're going to start coming right out of that oil. Here they go. Look at them all together. It's like a big party in there. Just starting to come flying out. Now, you do this with your guests around, they will absolutely be amazed at what this is. And it becomes just a terrific item to have on your menu. And listen to that. Can you hear it? Crackle, crackle. Still cooking in there. So, fun thing to do with your friends. And I know, I almost guarantee you they've never seen it. Here's the box. Probably worth looking at. See that? It says prawn crackers on it. You can buy this up in St. Louis or any place that really has the international foods. All right, now, we're going to plate this. And this is how I would do it. Now you notice I'm not using a plate. Here's what's fun at home. Look around your house. Find things that make your plating a little more interesting. This is just literally a piece of glass that I got at the local glass company. Cost about $1.50 because I had it sitting in back. Neat square plate that I think just makes a fun shape. Now, here's my tuna tartare. Very simply placed. Well, okay, now you saw how I put that. I've assembled everything, put it together, and I'm plating it. Now here's what's fun. Look at this plate. I got a little tuna tartare, put a nice glass dish. I just got a piece of glass, that's all it is. I'm gonna take a little bit of this, scoop a little of this tuna tartare, stick it into, and this one's a little folded and kind of funny, and put a little garnish on top, and that's all it takes. Now, you wanna kick it up just one little bit, take just a little bit of caviar and sprinkle that, and that really makes a great presentation right there. So, there's our tuna tartare. That's our first course. We've got to serve it now. Got to clean it up a little bit too.